Hi there, my name is Paul Missy-Pecker. I'm a student completing the CHC FIN 007 Practical Assessment. In this video, I will demonstrate two initial financial counselling role plays, one with Dean Cooke and one with Janet Jolly, followed by my reflections for each role play. Before we start, I can confirm you're happy to be recorded.
Yes, I give permission to be recorded for this assessment.
Great, thank you. So, hi Dean, it's nice to meet you. My name is Paul,
Nice to meet you.
and I'm your financial counsellor.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for coming in today. Before we start, how are you going at the moment?
Honestly, that's why I'm here. Honestly, not great. I'm stressed all the time, and since my wife and I are separated,
Yeah.
I just can't keep up with everything.
Yeah. Look, that sounds really, really heavy, and it makes sense that you're feeling stressed. Look, thank you for coming in. I just want to say thank you for coming in because would you like me to tell you, could you just tell me a bit more about what brought you here today?
Yeah.
And what's been happening financially?
Yeah, sure. It's not easy to share, but look, my wife and I split 2 months ago. She's still in the family home with our kids. I moved out.
Yep.
I'm paying child support and I'm paying the mortgage on my own. I'm
Yep.
also renting a unit nearby.
Okay. So you're managing your own rent, plus child support, plus the mortgage. That's a lot, and let's slow it down maybe, and let's maybe map some things out together.
Yeah.
So we can kind of see what the pressure points are for you. Can I check your income first? What's coming in each fortnight?
Yeah, look, I work full-time in admin.
Yep.
I get about $1,750 a fortnight after tax.
Okay, right, okay. Look, thank you. Any other income at all, like Centrelink, any side work, anything like that?
Nah, just my wage.
Okay, all right. So now I'll ask about your main expenses and your debts. We'll go step by step. What's your rent at the moment?
$250 a week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so about $500 a fortnight.
Yeah.
And you mentioned child support. What are you paying there?
About $280 a fortnight.
Yep. Okay. Thanks for that. What about food and groceries for yourself?
That one was a bit more tricky, but I've calculated about $130 a fortnight.
Yep. Okay, and phone?
$30 a fortnight. Tried to keep that on
Yep.
the cheap.
Okay. Do you have any health cover?
Yeah, I'm still paying the family cover.
Okay.
I think that's about $70 a fortnight.
Okay. What about car costs, things like petrol, your rego and insurance?
Yeah, the petrol's around $80 a fortnight.
Right.
The rego is, I think, around $28
Yep.
a fortnight. I think I worked it out to be, and yeah, the insurance expired 2 months ago, and I haven't renewed it yet.
Right, okay. So, look, again, thanks for being open. Insurance lapsing is common when money's tight, but it can also create a certain degree of risk.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that in a moment. So, can I also ask about your mortgage? What are the repayments?
The mortgage repayments are $1,500 a month.
Yep, okay. And are you up to date on the mortgage right now?
Yeah, I actually am up to date.
Well, good, congratulations. So, all right, so now debts. You mentioned struggling with payments. Can you go through them one by one?
Yeah, so I've got a credit card with the ABC Bank.
Yep.
And that's, it's a balance of
Right.
14,600.
Right, okay.
Repayments were $400 a month.
Yep.
I missed last month, and they called me to say that if I don't pay this month, they'll take court action and go after the house, which has really stressed me out.
Yeah, look, thank you for giving me that information. That call would frighten you.
Yeah.
Anybody would frighten anybody. So we'll talk about what that means legally
Yeah.
and what options you have. Is there any
Yeah.
other debts?
Yeah, look, there's a personal loan with Max Bank
Yep.
for about $2,500.
Right.
That payment is around about $125 a fortnight.
Yes.
I'm 2 months behind with them, but I told them I'm seeing a financial counsellor and they said they'll wait,
Mm-hmm.
which was pretty good.
Yeah. So look. Yep. Okay. So good. So that pause gives us some room to work.
Yeah.
And are there any other short-term loans? Ones that are very.
Yeah. Look, I've got Speedy Cash.
Yep.
And the balance there is $500.
Yep.
Payments $100 a fortnight, and
Right.
I missed the last fortnight.
Okay. Look, thanks. Before we jump into solutions, I just want to make sure I understand your priorities. Out of everything, what's the biggest concern for you right now?
Look, I just can't lose the family home. My kids live there. I'll do anything to stop that. I just want to catch up and just not drown.
Okay. So your top priority is to summarise, is protecting the home and stabilising debt payments.
Yeah.
And reducing the stress you're carrying. Is that right?
Yeah, 100% right.
Okay. All right. Okay. Look. Okay. Thank you for. I'm gonna suggest a few options.
Okay.
And we'll decide together what fits for you. Nothing gets decided without you. Okay, so let's look at one of these options I'm going to just present to you. So first is on income.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's worth checking if there are any entitlements or adjustments available. For example, whether maybe your child support arrangements are correctly set, or whether you have any workplace options like overtime or extra hours. So how realistic would extra hours be in your job?
Look, I might be able to do a little bit of overtime, but probably not that much.
Yeah.
Not heaps, but maybe.
Yeah, okay. So even a small increase can help, and so any possible income option is renting out a room maybe in your family home. But I hear that, the home is where Grace and the kids are, so that might not be realistic unless she agreed. Does that feel like something you've even considered discussing later?
Maybe later, but not right now.
Yeah, okay. So there is another option, and we can look at on expenses maybe. So you mentioned you chose your rental. You choose rental because you want to stay close to the kids. So, which makes sense. I understand that makes sense. There may be a cheaper places further out, but it's your choice. Another smaller option is building a strict short-term budget for the next 8 to 12 weeks to stop the debt from growing. Would you be open maybe to temporarily cutting back on the entertainment and non-essentials just while we stabilise things?
Yeah, look, I can do that.
Okay, all right. Okay. Also the insurance is a risk also, and but we can look at cheaper providers, so you've covered without it costing too much. So looking at another option would be, and this is kind of the big area, which is the debts.
Yeah.
I'm going to give you two what I call strong options, and we can add more if needed.
Okay.
So let's look at option A, is a hardship agreement with the ABC Bank.
Yeah.
And possibly also Speedy Cash. That means we can contact them, explain your financial hardship and provide a basic budget and request changes like reduced payments for a period, a pause or a repayment plan you can actually afford.
Would they do that?
Well, often yes, especially when there's a clear plan. And if they refuse or act unfairly, we can escalate that.
Okay.
So option B is what we call escalating to an external dispute resolution scheme if needed for banks, and that's typically an organisation called AFCA. So this can pause enforcement while the dispute is reviewed, and it often encourages the bank to offer a fairer agreement.
So could that stop them from taking the house?
Well, here's the key point. For unsecured debts like your credit card, a creditor can't just instantly take your house because they threaten it. There's a legal process and there are consumer protections, including hardship rights and dispute resolution pathways. The focus is usually negotiation first. So a third option we can use alongside the above prioritized essentials first is rent, food and mortgage.
Okay.
So, and then maybe offering creditors maybe a pro rata payment amount based on what's actually left.
Yeah, that sounds better than guessing.
Yeah, exactly. So the advantage is you stay stable. Downside is creditors might push back, which is where advocacy helps.
Okay.
So of the options we discussed, over time, cutting back spending short term,
Yeah.
hardship arrangements,
Yeah.
and AVCA escalation if needed.
Yeah.
Which ones feel like the best starting point for you?
Look, I want the hardship option. I can cut my spending.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk to the bank myself though.
Okay. Look, that's completely understandable. Many people feel overwhelmed negotiating with creditors, especially when they've been threatened.
Yeah.
So I can advocate for you and contact the ABC Bank and Speedy Cash on your behalf, but I'll only do that with your permission.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, so great. So let's agree on actions, and I'll suggest 2, and you tell me if they work.
Okay.
Okay, so action number 1, I will contact ABC Bank
Yeah.
to request a hardship arrangement,
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
on the credit card, and ask them to stop enforcement action while we
Yeah.
negotiate. Okay,
Yes.
okay. And then action 2 is I will contact Speedy Cash to negotiate a manageable plan
Yeah.
and check if any fees can be paused or reduced under hardship.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And your action, you'll track your expenses for the next 2 weeks, especially discretionary spending,
Yeah.
okay, which is, those things that you can adjust.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so we can confirm what you can realistically afford,
Yeah.
and you'll ask your employer about overtime opportunities.
Yeah, I can do that.
Perfect.
I can do that this week.
That's perfect. And we'll keep the mortgage as a priority since you're up to date.
Okay.
So, just to basically conclude, let me summarise what we've covered today. We've covered quite a bit today, but you've come well prepared, and congratulations for doing
Thanks.
that. You've been under financial pressure since separation. You're paying rent, child support, and the mortgage alone.
That's a lot.
Yep. Your main concern is protecting the family home and catching up on debts, especially the ABC bank credit card.
Yeah.
So we've agreed that I'll contact ABC Bank and Speedy Cash for hardship arrangements, and you'll track spending and explore over time. Then we'll review responses and adjust the plan. How does that summary sound?
Yeah, look, it sounds really good. I feel a bit better having a plan.
Great, okay. So I'm glad you've taken a strong first step today, and we'll take this step one at a time. And just to finish off, what I'm going to do is I'm going to provide you with a summary of what we've discussed today, so you'll understand, be able to go away and understand.
That'll be awesome.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.